Ghatotkach was the Rakshas son of the Pandav Bheem and the Rakshashi Hirimba in the Mahabharata. He was one of the most powerful warriors in the Mahabharata. His story goes like this. After the Pandavas escaped the Lakshagraha death trap set by Duryodhan at Varnavrat, they trekked northwards into the forest. At nightfall, Kunti and the Pandavas slept on the forest floor. Meanwhile, Bheem couldn't sleep. He couldn't tolerate their unfortunate circumstances. He decided to stay awake and keep guard. Not far from where the Pandavas slept, a pair of cannibalistic Rakshas siblings lived under a sala tree. The brother's name was Hirimba, and his sister was Hirimba. They had multiple sharp teeth, red hair, and large bellies. Suddenly, Hirimba sensed the smell of humans in the forest. He told his sister, "I smell human prey. It has been a while since we have feasted. Today, let us feast on the flesh and blood of these humans. Go and see who they are." Thus, Hirimba approached the Pandavas, greedy for their flesh. However, when she saw Bheem, she stopped. Hirimba had fallen in love with Bheem. She decided to disobey her brother's command and marry Bheem. Hirimba assumed the form of a beautiful human woman and strode towards Bheem. "Who are you and what are you doing here?" Hirimba asked. She continued, "Who is the woman and these men who are asleep?" "This is the abode of a Rakshas, my brother. He sent me to kill you. However, I have fallen in love with you. Marry me, and I can save you from the wrath of my brother," Hirimba beseeched. But Bheem wasn't afraid of a Rakshas. Besides, he didn't want to leave or disturb his mother and brothers. He casually denied her offer. Meanwhile, Hirimba grew impatient and approached the spot where Bheem was conversing with Hirimba. Seeing her brother, Hirimba requested, "Look, the wicked Rakshas is here. He will kill you and your family. Let me rescue you." Bheem reassured her that he alone was capable of killing the Rakshas, no matter how deadly he was. Meanwhile, Hirimba realized that the beautiful woman was his sister, and she had the intention of marrying the human. Infuriated, he rushed out of his cover and said, "Hirimba, how can you desire this puny human? You have shamed the honor of our clan and the Rakshashas. I will kill you and these humans." Saying this, Hirimba advanced towards his sister. But Bheem stepped in his way and challenged him to a fight. Bheem and Hirimba began wrestling and fighting. They let out loud roars and uprooted the trees. Because of the commotion, Kunti and the Pandavas woke up. Hirimba told them all that had happened. Meanwhile, after an intense fight, Bheem whirled the Rakshas and then threw him on the ground, ending his life. The Pandavas congratulated Bheem and then left the dark forest. However, Hirimba kept following them. Seeing her, Bheem said, "Stop following us, unless you want to go down the same path as your brother." Hirimba fell at Kunti's feet and conveyed her desire to marry Bheem. Yudhishthira and Kunti approved, but said, "During the day, Bheem is all yours. But after nightfall, you must return him to us." Bheem said, "I will stay with you until you give birth." Thus, Hirimba and Bheem spent time together in the snowy mountains, lush forests, and flowing rivers, while the Pandavas stayed in the nearby forest. After a couple of months, Hirimba gave birth to a Rakshas son. The moment he was born, he grew to become a young adult. He was named Ghatotkach because he was bald like a ghata or water pot. Ghatotkach bowed to his parents, who blessed him. Hirimba realized that her time with the Pandavas was going to be over soon. Before the Pandavas left, Ghatotkach took a vow that he would assist the Pandavas whenever they called him. The Pandavas then proceeded southwards, while Ghatotkach lived with his mother and inherited the Rakshas kingdom. Ghatotkach is traditionally believed to have had 3 sons: Barbarik, Anjanaparva, and Meghavarna. However, the inclusion of Barbarik appears in later additions to the Skanda Purana rather than in the core narratives of the Mahabharata. During the Pandavas' exile, Ghatotkach was always with them. Sometimes, he even carried Draupadi when she was too tired. After the exile, when war was declared between the Pandavas and Kauravas, Ghatotkach obviously sided with the Pandavas. He brought a large force of Rakshasas with him, along with his sons. Ghatotkach played a significant part in the Great War on the 8th day and on the 14th night. To follow more on this and other stories from Indian mythology, please see the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.